Flosstube! Welcome to my channel. I'm Jessie. This is Bobo Stitching Quilts, a channel primarily about cross stitching, and every once in a while I throw in a quilt or two. Today is a Flosstube extra. I'm so excited! It's here! It's 24-hour cross stitch weekend. This is going to be my third time trying to go do 24 hours of cross stitching, and we will see. I have never successfully made the full 24 hours. The first time I think I got to about 18 hours, and last time I think I got to actually 22 hours. So it wasn't too bad. Just didn't quite make it. So then I took today off. Today is Friday, April 23rd. I did not take Monday off, so I'm going to try to do this over the course of the 3 days. I am team sleep. It is a late start. It's about 10 o'clock a.m. Actually, it's 10:15 a.m. here in the U.S., in Texas. And we're going to see where we go. I don't have any real plans for today. Just going to be honest. I'm going to kind of do what I want. So I actually only have one project for which I am in a finish fever for. So I'm going to try to get to that this weekend, see if I can put in some time, but it is a lot of color block, and I'm probably not going to work on it till this evening when my husband and I watch The Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So anyways, I'm going to start with my big full coverage piece that I haven't worked on in a couple of months, honestly. So we're going to start with Sailor Moon Squad by Daniel from Tilton Crafts, artwork by Daniel Kordick. I am stitching it on 25 count even weave, and I am doing it 1/1, and this is where we are starting. All right, so I'm ready to go. I got my tea. I got my stitchy spot. Excuse the mess in the background. We're still unpacking from the big, great snowpocalypse ice break. So things are just shoved where they need to be shoved. But yeah, I don't know what the recording plan is going to be. I'm anticipating that I'm probably going to stop in between projects or when I take natural breaks and things like that. It is a dreary day here. It is rainy. We're anticipating storms this afternoon. My perfect weather. I feel like it's perfect cross-stitching weather. I got my onesie on. I'm like, I got my tea. I'm ready. Got my stand, my light. Entertainment for today. How I'm going to entertain myself. So I'm probably going to start with some daytime TV. Being real, I have some recorded shows from yesterday. I like to watch The View and The Talk, and I have hate to confess it, but I do watch Dr. Phil. I watched him pretty much since he was on Oprah when I was in high school. So he's problematic. I acknowledge he's problematic. But I like it. I find it entertaining. So I have all the episodes from this week. I tend to binge them all over the weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and watch them today. And then I'm probably going to watch, see if I can pull it up on my YouTube, on my phone. But I created a playlist for 24-hour, can you see it? Oh no, ring light. No, you can't see it. I can't, okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to work this ring light situation when I show things on my phone. But 24-hour cross-stitch playlist right now is what I have. It doesn't have, I think the total of hours is, I only have 11 videos on it right now, but I do have a Flosstube playlist for this weekend too, for when I have to move into the bedroom and stuff like that. What else is happening that you need to work? I am testing out my new setup. For Christmas, I received a ring light, camera, new microphone, all because my family was encouraging me to do some floss tubing and continue to work on this. And so I'm doing this as a setup. So for the first time ever, I am not recording on my phone. I'm recording on the good camera that my husband bought me. I'm using my Snowball microphone and my ring light. Um, Obviously, there's a glare back from anything reflective. I don't anticipate showing that much. I actually don't use, um, I use Pattern Keeper, but I don't use it to stitch from. I use it just to kind of track but I print out a paper. I'm old. I print out, I use a paper pattern. So I do print out on a paper pattern and highlight, and so that's what I do. So I'm trying this new thing. So hopefully it works. We'll see. Um, it, I'm trying to minimize the amount of time it takes me to edit and everything. And so I'm gonna try this do. And let's see, what else? What else you need to know? I don't know. I guess that's it. If I think of it, I'll tell you next time, right? Which is gonna literally be like 3 seconds for you. So, anyways, let's do it. 24-hour stitch, cross stitch, hour 0. Here we go. Boo boo. Welcome back. Welcome to now. I just stopped to take a lunch break. I had chili. If we, this is our last cold front that we think that just came in, on in Texas. We think we'll get hot now, and so we're like, we're gonna take on opportunity, make some chili. So that was leftover lunch today. I don't know. I may take pictures of my food later. We're getting Indian for dinner, so you'll see that in a minute, maybe. So it's been a couple of hours. I've been working very steadily on Sailor Moon Squad by Tilting Crafts, and this is. Let me take off the pattern. Oops, just I'm losing things. Just lost my needle liner. So this is where we've gotten to. That is about 200 and per pattern keeper. We're at 232 stitches. It is not the fastest stitch in the world. 25 is the highest count I've ever stitched on. I've done 36, but I've done that over 2, and so that's right. It's the smallest stitch I've ever done. And I didn't mention I'm doing it 1/1 full cross, and so it is. So it's not quick, even though I actually were doing big color blocks in that particular case. I did get at Christmas time another gift, which was a request for magnifying glasses, and I did. I got these dudes. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that like brilliant? and it flips up and everything. And this has made a huge difference in my ability to stitch on Sailor Moon Squad. So it's the first time I'm using the magnifiers. It allows me to do, because I do use a frame for my full coverage pieces, so I'm able to do it two-handed. Makes it go a little bit faster, not too fast because it's still a slow process in this particular one. It's going to be really funny when we switch to my other project, which is going to be Frank Lloyd Wright's office window, like how much more I'm going to get done in the same period amount of time, just because I don't have to, because it's just going to be easier. But anyway, so I did request this review. So this one, I do still have the box, because I literally took it out of the box. So it's this. Ring line reflecting on the shiny box. I'll try to remember to put the link in the below. It was from Amazon. It wasn't like special order or anything like that. It was like a $20 purchase. At least that's what I put on my wish list, was $20, and I'm pretty sure that's what they bought me. It's my review of these magnifying glasses. I did use just the light during Snowpocalypse when the power was out, and I was it was day 1 when we were still spry and like not thinking horrible things, and I was using the light on it. It takes 3 AAA batteries to operate, when you have that in, it's heavy. It actually hurts a little bit right there, and you know, and so I kind of forgotten that the batteries were in there. So after the first hour, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can keep stitching because they were they were hurting. And so I took out the batteries, and it made a huge difference in terms of the weight. Um, and as you can kind of see, like this is how it sits when it is. It's for me, it's pretty high on the bridge of my eyes, and like you can see right there, we probably should have taken those magnifying, but you can see that it sits pretty high up there. So it's not super comfortable, like it really isn't. And then when um, like again, it's really the second time I've used it. I don't know if I'm gonna try to make some adjustments to it, just like trying to force it to bend and everything, to see if that will make a difference. But without the battery, much more comfortable. Um, I was able to keep going, and the only time I really kind of felt like anything was when it was kind of pinching me right there. So if I need the light from this and the magnifying at the same time, well, I don't think the glass adds any weight. I probably wouldn't use it. So I have my light on behind me over the piece, then just with the magnifier. Um, so I would say that if you can get something, if you're interested in magnifiers, and the reason why I did not get reading glasses, because I thought about just getting reading. I do wear glasses. Like I have to wear glasses for mid to distance um, um, vision. I don't have to wear them for. I guess I'm nearsighted. I don't need them to read. I don't need them to cross stitch. Like I can see the. I say that, and I bought this, but like generally, I typically stitch on a 32 or a 36. I don't need, um, and I usually do it over two. So I don't typically need it to see. Like my vision's pretty good. Like I can see the stitches. What I have a hard time seeing is that has the things get filled in, seeing it. That makes sense. Um, but the reason why I wanted these type of a thing instead of buying readers is because, and I think you can see it when you have it on. One, super easy to flip up in general, but also when I'm trying to read, I can actually bend down, almost like bifocals. Like I can bend down and read something right in front of me and not have to worry about moving the magnifying part of it. I can look to the, and I can also look down, like I can kind of hold something like that. So when I've been when I've been stitching, and I'm looking at my pattern, or I'm looking at Pattern Keeper to highlight, like I don't have to do anything, but it's also super easy just to flip it up. Not that I guess it's hard to like take off glasses. Anyways, that's my review, my 5-minute review of these magnifying glasses. As of right now, would I buy them again at this point? As useful as they've been in the stitching? Yeah, I would. If I could find, knowing that I don't need the light, generally, I would probably try to find them without the weight of the battery component to it. But that being said, though, I would buy these again. They were useful when the power went out. And, if you're going to go anywhere where you're taking cross stitching and you're not going to have a lamp, I think it'd be really good. The light's really good. I can't show you because I took out the batteries. But anyways, that's where we are. I'm going to continue on with Sailor Moon. I finished watching all of the talks and views for yesterday and today. So I don't know what I'm going to switch to. At first I was thinking about switching to some Flosstube, but since I have the living room to myself and I don't have to worry about my husband or anything along that lines, I usually watch Flosstube when my husband is playing his game, like when, or I'm at work or something like that. But since I have the room and I have the big TV, I think I'm going to watch some Netflix. I like anime. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a dork. Not dork. Because let's be real. Geeks are cool. I don't know if I am. But I know a lot of geeks. I know a lot of nerds who are super darn cool. So, you know, I have started watching Demon Slayer on Netflix. I've only gotten in about 6 episodes. My husband does not actually like anime. I barely can get him to watch a couple of episodes here and there. Sometimes he gets into it and he'll watch it, but he's not an anime fan. Our geekness we share in sci-fi and fantasy and things like that, but he's never really gotten into anime. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and binge some Demon Slayer, so that's what's next. I don't know if it's going to be every 2 hours that I stop. I'm thinking about recording at natural breaks, so it might be that the next time I come back on is after dinner. So see you in about 3 seconds. Welcome back. I know it's been 3 seconds. It's day 2, y'all. I did not record after dinner yesterday, so we did pick up some Indian, and I'm taking like a long time because they were slow. It's okay, no big deal. But when we got back, we went right into Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then into Mortal Kombat. So I was like, I'm just gonna focus on some stitching, and I did. So I ended up switching gears in the evening, as I mentioned. The plan was so that way I could watch the shows and not be so having to focus on counting, really, at the end of the day, right? So I ended up switching to Frank Lloyd Wright's Office. Oops. Window. Here, we'll just do that. And that's what happens when you're a little off-centered here. Let's roll. There we go. And so I ended up focusing on that. 6.5, not quite 6.5, 6 and a little quarter or something like that, just a little over 6 hours. I ended up finishing all of the cross stitches. Still getting used to this camera and like where I'm supposed to be on this. All right, I'm not sure this is a reverse image. Anyways, learn with Jessie. So this is where I got. I didn't show you before. If you go and look at my Instagram, I did post the starting pic before I started the 6 hours. But I finished all the crosses and or all the X's. And all that's left is now all of that back stitching, which, as you see, is a lot. It's a lot of back stitching. So I don't know if I'm gonna return to it till later today or not. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I mean, that's a good finish for now. Because I'll pretend I'm one of those people who waits to do the back stitching till the end. In this particular situation, it made sense because it is pretty much integral to the piece. But that's where we are. What's the plans for today? So in total on day 1, I ended up doing 11 hours, I think, in all. So it's Sailor Moon Squad. I did just under 4 hours, only 343 stitches. And the first couple of hours were, I'm slow because of how small everything is, but I actually did quite a bit in those first couple of hours because I had a handful of color blocks, and so it was just kind of the slowness and the small stitching as opposed to anything else. Whereas then when I got into hour 3 and 4, there was a lot of confetti, and it just took a really long time. And same thing with the Frank Lloyd Wright's Office Window, right? I ended up doing 748 stitches total in Frank Lloyd Wright's windows, which in the course of 6 hours, it feels like it's not a lot, but there's a lot because of how it's designed, right? It's a stained glass window, like how it's designed, all of those little squares and rectangles are all starts and stops, right? Like, because you can't carry things because it's an evenly white, you're gonna see the thread behind it. And so, like when I clean it up, I'm gonna have to like clean up a lot of those hanging threads and make sure that you can't see them passing through the white. Anyway, so Sailor Moon ended up being really unproductive in the second couple of hours, and then I had to frog uh, lesson of stitching on a 25 1/1. Don't have to frog. It's hard. You're gonna. Sometimes I can save a thread, right? Like I can unstitch as opposed to ripping it, and I can save the thread. Oh no, when it's just the one and it shreds it, like you just rip it out. So, and it wasn't easy to do, right? Because you're trying to get to the specific parts that you need to rip out. So, anyways, that's it. I'm going to start in Sailor Moon Squad. That's what I'm going to try to focus on for most of the day today. This is my starting point of Sailor Moon Squad this morning. Let's see how far I can get. 11 hours, not quite halfway. Almost made it halfway. So let's see. It's late. It's about 11:15 in the morning. Team sleep. I slept till about 10:30. Went to bed like at 3. So, let's see how far I can get. My goal, I think, is going to be 10 hours. I think that's realistic, but yet also a goal, right? Like, I'm not going to make 13 hours today. 13 hours is like 5 a.m. That's not going to happen. So we'll finish tomorrow. But I'll see you in a little bit when we, I'm going to probably say when we switch projects. That's what I'm going to say for today. So when we switch projects, so whether it be in a couple of hours after I give up on Sailor Moon or in 10, we'll see. All right. See you in 3 seconds. Time for a Sonic break. Sorry to everybody out there that gets Sonic commercials, but don't have a Sonic. Good evening, everyone. Checking in. We are at hour 16, I think. Either hour 16 or 17. I did about 4 hours. Actually, it's got to be hour 16. Because I started at hour 12 and I did at least 4 hours. So we're in hour 16, hour 17. 8:30 tonight. And so I put in a solid amount of time onto Sailor Moon Squad this afternoon. And so here we are. As you can see, 450 stitches is what ended up being placed into it. I kind of filled in most of the side over here of her hair. So this is going to be Sailor Venus. I think you're starting to really see the shape of her head. And that's obviously her eyes or eyebrow. It might actually be her visor that she wears. So that's where we are. My little magnifier glasses give me a bit of a headache, so I'm going to put it away for tonight. Plus, it's dark, and I actually like to have really good lighting when I'm working on these smaller pieces. But that's it for today. I feel like I did a lot, So with the 450 and the 300 and 300 plus that I did yesterday were, almost 800 stitches. That's nothing to shy away from, in a weekend. So, but rest of the evening is going to be working on Barbara Anna's Tree of Magic because it's Barbara Anna April. Of course, you're going to work on Barbara Anna during Tree of Magic. I did work on it for about half hour before I was able to record a video because we were finishing up the last couple of episodes of Demon Slayer when the next hour started. So I went ahead and started. And so here we are. Here's my starting point for Barbara Anna for this evening. The part that I filled in this last little bit was I put in the doors and the windows in this house right here. But otherwise it's a pretty good reflection of where we're starting. It's probably going to be all I'm going to work on for the rest of the night. We're going to see how far I can get before I fall asleep because we are team sleep. And and I'm obviously not going to hit my 10-hour goal. I don't think I did about 4 hours on Sailor Moon Squad. It's 8:30 at night here right now. So hitting another 6 hours, um, you know, is gonna be like 3 a.m. So, and I don't know, that's unlikely. So, but yeah, so we'll see. Tomorrow I'll hit the rest of it tomorrow, which I think I gotta do about 6 hours. And, but otherwise, it'll be good night for now. And see you in the morning or in 3 seconds. Good morning. It is day 3 of 24-hour cross stitch team sleep. I did not get very much done since 3 seconds ago. So unfortunately, I only ended up stitching for like another hour and a half. So I only put an hour and a half into the Tree of Magic. So it's just not a whole lot. So here it is. You can see, I gotta get used to this new camera. You can see that all I did was put in these 2 trees and I started, a little bit on that one right there. And that's it. That's all I got done last night. Which also unfortunately means that I have a lot more hours left today. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was in the middle of hour 17, so I have 7.5 hours left to go. It's a late start today. It's already 11:15 here in the morning. I woke up late. It's laundry day. We got to take care of some things. We got to run an errand. Run to the Hallmark, get a Mother's Day card, and I really want a donut because, donuts. So, anyways, 7.5 hours is not too bad on a Sunday. Like, I've stitched that much on a day, just hanging out on a Sunday, when we didn't have any plans. So I do think it's possible, but, I'm a little concerned that by the time we eat lunch and get back from our errands, it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 o'clock before I really start stitching, and then I won't make it. Then it will be just what happened last time, which is I got to hour 22, like at midnight on Sunday. Anyways, let's see. I'm not one to back down from a challenge. So, plan for day 3 for these last 7.5 hours, if my brain can handle it. I'm actually going to finish my second hour doing Barbara Anna's this morning, before we run for our errands, because the store doesn't open until noon. So we'll finish that up, and then when we get back, I'm going to focus on Sailor Moon Squad again and see how far we can get. I think that I'm going to shoot for a goal for 1,000 total stitches for the weekend on Sailor Moon Squad, which I feel like is achievable. So let's see. My next video will probably be my wrap up on showing everything that got done, and that's it. All right, see you in 3 seconds. Hi everyone, it's Monday, April 24th. 24-hour cross stitch is done, has been done now for a whole day almost. So I barely did it, and technically I didn't quite do it. I finished my 24 hours just after midnight this morning, and but I did get 24 hours in. Woo! So super excited about that. And so final roundup of where we are. So I ended up working on 2 projects. So I did work on Sailor Moon Squad. So this is where I got to as of yesterday. Oh, I wanted focus. Focus. There it goes. I feel like I did a lot, honestly. Like, it's hard. I think if you look at the beginning and you see kind of where we got to, like, you can really see it. But I filled in quite a bit of this hair right here and a lot of that. So all of this is now, like, fully completed. So I don't know if I mentioned this in this video, but my style of full coverage is kind of a modified cross country. It's like a Jessie version of a cross country. So basically what I do is that I fill in a 10 by 10 is kind of how I kind of do. I fill in a 10 by 10, and then what I do is I look around it and I finish the thread. That's kind of basically what I do. Like, I'm not like I don't diagonal. I don't like contemplate. It's basically, if it's within 10 stitches, I fill it in until I run out of thread. I'm also a half thread will travel when it comes to full coverage pieces, because you can't see the back. Who cares? There's my back. Who cares? It's a mess. It's fine. So that's where we are. In total, for this whole weekend, I ended up doing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was quality content there, right? You watching me count? 11 hours on Sailor Moon Squad, and I put in 1,415 stitches into Sailor Moon Squad. Y'all. I think that's pretty stellar. I don't know if I can keep that up, but honestly, if I do that at least once a month, I'll hit my 7,000. No problem this year. It's not a lot, though. My goal for Sailor Moon Squad this year was to finish at least Sailor Venus. So 7,000 does not get me there. I need to work a little bit more on it. But that will be in a later discussion. Then I continued to work on Tree of Magic. And this is where I got to. I ended up working on this for a total of 6 hours over my 24 hours. And I put in 636 stitches. So basically I finished this whole branch. So I had started, the house was already here, just the yellow part of the house. So I filled in the windows, the roof, and then pretty much all of that is what got done this weekend. And Barbara Anna, man, how do you not love her? 9 colors, 9 threads to Tree of Magic. That's it. Brilliant. She's just brilliant. So there we are. And I already showed you that, I totally lied in my Instagram. I should probably go edit it. I wrote down I had done 4 projects. I did not. I did 3 projects, and you've already seen the Frank Lloyd Wright office window, which was a finish for now. Basically, I did all the X's, and now it's left is back stitching, and I put in 748 stitches into that, and I worked on that for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of the 24 hours. Here we go. Reflections on how I would do 24-hour fitness. I'm not joining the gym. By the way, am I wearing the same thing? Yeah. Have I worn the same thing for 4 days? Yep. Quarantine, no rules. Deal with that. Reflections. This is hard. Like, I'm old. I see some of those women in that group, or stitchers. There's obviously men too, who do the full-on 24 hours, like, in one fell swoop. Like, they're totally, like, Team Awake. Is that what it is? Team Awake? I was like, what? Like, how? How do you do that? You must drink caffeine. But this is not easy. Like, so I took Friday off to be able to do this. And I think during the actual day, I ended up stitching about 4 hours, and that was it. I ended up doing a total of 11 hours in that first day, but most of it was in the evening. And I was like, how did this happen? And then I recalled, like, I had read an article once that said that in an 8-hour workday, you were lucky to get actual work, like in an office environment. I'm assuming it's a little different in other types of work. 4 to 5 hours of real work from somebody in a day. And that's considered a productive day, right? And it makes sense when you think about it, right? Because you're talking about making your coffee and tea in the morning. You gotta say hello to people. It's like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Water cooler chit chat. Did you see Masked Singer last night? Can you believe it was Kermit the Frog? Like that kind of stuff, right? Like you gotta have that kind of conversation. And then there's like breaks, bathroom breaks, snack breaks, more snack breaks, right? And then idle chit chat that happens throughout the day. Times when you're just gonna stop and stare at the wall because you just need to take a mental break from work and stare at the wall, right? So it actually kind of makes sense when you kind of narrow it down from an 8-hour workday. And then, and although meetings are work, it's not productive work, right? Like depending what the meeting is, sometimes you have good productive work meetings, but usually meetings are information gathering, right? People sharing information or something like that. And so that makes sense. 4 hours of work and an 8-hour workday. On average. I'm sure there's some days or some more, some others. Anyways, I'm just rambling. But so I was a little surprised, honestly, that I only got about 4 hours in. So things I would probably do a little differently if I was to do it a little differently, which I don't know if I would. I think I would set, if I really wanted to try to get it done where I wasn't like pushing it, like really being able to kind of enjoy it and not, I enjoyed it. I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it, but if I wanted to structure it, I probably would structure it. Like I would make a plan. Like this is what I'm going to work on. These are my hours. I would have my food plans in place. I would make arrangements for other things, right? Like I had to do my laundry and make our bed yesterday and stuff like that. Like I probably could have done that, on Thursday or today or something, like on another day. Not that it makes a big deal. We do our laundry on Sundays. But, so I think those would be some of the things I would do differently, I think, if I was trying to make it concise into a 24-hour period or into a 48-hour period, right? If I only had Saturday and Sunday, I probably would, like, wake up, plan my day, have everything ready to go, have my station ready to go. Anyways, at the end of the day, though, y'all, there's no cross-stitch police. It's your hobby. Do what you want. If you didn't hit 24 hours, who cares? If you did 30 hours, fantastic. If you did 2, whatever. Did you have a good time doing your 2 hours? Did you have fun? Were you de-stressed? Then that's all that matters. Anyways, that's it. I think overall this video is going to probably be about 40 minutes, which is long for a Flosstube extra. But assuming you got to the end, I'll be making a regular Flosstube video next week in first day, either May 1st or May 2nd, because it's May. Whoop, whoop. And I'll talk about what my mania plans are. So, all right. Until the next time, I hope everyone is having a stitching good time, and I hope that you enjoyed 24-hour cross stitch. If you did and you made a video, let me know. Put it down below. I'll go check it out. If you have an Instagram and you did like a story or highlights or whatever, let me know. I want to see what you did in your 24 hours. All right. Talk to you later.